You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, August 15th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story of the day is from investing.com, and it's the top 5 things to know in the market on Wednesday. First thing to know is global stocks are subdued amid China and Turkey jitters. In equities, global stocks were mostly lower in subdued trade, as bearish Chinese markets worsened investor sentiment already hurt by Turkey's financial crisis. Asian stocks retreated to a 1-year low, as investors were rattled by another sell-off in China, which tumbled more than 2% despite a liquidity injection by the People's Bank of China. Signs of the world's second-largest economy losing momentum and the ongoing Sino-US trade conflict have weighed on Chinese equities. The cautious sentiment carried over to Europe, where the region's major bourses were lower, as concerns over the Turkish currency crisis continued to affect investors' appetites. Turkey doubled tariffs on some U.S. imports, including cars, alcohol, and tobacco on Wednesday in retaliation for U.S. moves and the latest escalation in tensions between the two countries. Despite the news, the Turkish lira rallied a further 3% against the dollar, while the BIST 100 index was down 1.5%. Second thing to note today is Macy's reports earnings. Macy's is one of the last notable names slated to report fiscal second quarter results before U.S. markets open, as the earnings season continues to wind down. The retailer is expected to report earnings of 50 cents per share on revenue of on revenue of $5.56 billion, according to estimates. Investors will be closely watching the results for a view of general consumer confidence in the economy. Consumer spending accounts for as much as 70% of U.S. economic growth. Third thing to note today is the dollar hits another 13-month peak. Away from equities, the U.S. dollar hit another 13-month high against a basket of major currencies, as safe haven demand rooted fears over fallout from the Turkish lira's recent drop, boosted by the U.S. currency. The dollar index was up 0.15% to 96.70 after climbing to an overnight peak of 96.76, its best level since June 27th of 2017. The greenback strength has also been bolstered by a drop for the euro, as investors continue to worry over the region's banking sector exposure to the Turkish economy. Fourth thing to know, U.S. retail sales are in focus. On the data front, the Commerce Department will publish data on retail sales for July at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The consensus forecast is that the report will show retail sales rose 0.2% last month, moderating from a gain of 0.5% in June. Excluding the automobile sector, sales are expected to increase 0.4%, the same as its increase a month earlier. The fifth thing to note today is oil slips ahead of EIA supply report. The U.S. Energy Information Administration will release its official weekly oil supplies report for the week ended August 10th at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. After markets closed Tuesday, the American Petroleum Institute said that U.S. oil inventories rose by nearly 3.7 million barrels last week. New York traded WTI crude futures shed 77 cents, or 1.2%, to $66.27 a barrel, while Brent futures declined 76 cents to $71.69 a barrel. Our second story today is from CNBC.com. Weekly mortgage applications drop as home buyers drop out. A small drop in mortgage interest rates was not enough to make pricey properties more enticing last week. Mortgage application volume fell 2% for the week, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association's seasonally adjusted report. Volume was 19% lower than the same week 1 year ago, when interest rates were lower. The drop in total volume was driven by a fall off in home buyers. Application for a mortgage to purchase a home fell 3% compared with the previous week to the lowest level since February. Applications were also 3% lower than a year ago. Purchase volume had been trending higher annually for much of this year, but it has now fallen for 5 straight weeks, and the year-over-year drop is widening. The trouble stems from weakening home affordability and a supply-demand imbalance. Home prices continue to soar, but the supply of homes for sale, while increasing very slightly each month, is still quite low, especially at the entry level. In a recent Zillow survey, more than 70% of renters said they think about owning a home, but 66% of respondents cite saving for a down payment as one of the biggest issues holding them back. Our third story today is from MarketWatch.com. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway buys another 12.4 million Apple shares. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway continued to load up on technology giant Apple in the second quarter. Berkshire increased its holdings of Apple by 12.4 million shares in the quarter, taking its stake to $46.6 billion by the end of June, according to a new securities filing on Tuesday. Buffett's firm has largely avoided investing in the tech sector, even during a run-up in technology shares in recent years. One of the few exceptions has been Apple, which Buffett said makes a consumer product he understands. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use. For today, August 15th, 2018, your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.